Welcome to the November A-Team training. This is Scott Becker, and I'm the Executive Vice President of Business Development. I'll be sharing the training with you today. Today we're going to focus on our largest client. I don't think that comes as anybody's surprise that we're talking about the USAA Movers Advantage program, of which we are a preferred broker. By the way, this is actually our preferred broker seal, and if we share anything, we would want to use that seal. So what are we talking about when we are talking about the USAA program and Century 21 New Millennium? Let me give you a snapshot of what our business looks like over the last 12 months. I got a problem with my computer. That's going to happen several times. Just bear with me. It might make it more interesting anyway. So here we go. Last 12 months, we've seen 1,200 transactions for a total sales volume of $479 million. And after all referral fees, commission splits, everything, the net take home for our agents on the A-Team just from USAA has been $4,618,242. Why am I showing this to you? It should be obvious, guys, and I hope that it is. I'm not trying to throw it in everybody's face. I'm not trying to brag. I'm trying to say that this is an enormous client who is very, very good to us, who makes an enormous difference in our business, and who, quite frankly, meets and exceeds what they say that they will deliver to us every single year. And so we have to do a good job of delivering back to them. Let's see how we're doing. Unfortunately, not that great this October. We're not going to bang fists. We're not going to slam tables. We're not going to yell. We're going to have a very, very professional response to this. We're going to look at it. We're going to get better at it. And we're going to head into next year doing extraordinarily well. I had planned on talking about mortgage regardless of what our capture rate was. And the reason that I planned on doing that is because we start out the year, every single year, completely in the hole on this program. We start out with terrible capture rates, and we spend the rest of the year trying to catch up. Well, right now is when those deals are starting to be written, the ones that will close in January, the ones that will close in February. And we absolutely need to do a great job and not get ourselves into that same situation again. We won't get ourselves in that same situation. So let's take a look at our actual October capture rate for the USAA mortgage program. First of all, to all of our people down in our CTE anagram, an 88% capture rate. That's outstanding. Well done. For our people in our NMM or Maryland anagram, we had a 55% mortgage capture rate, which is good. Our goal is 60%. So what are we talking about if we were trying to get there? It's 2 deals. Had we caught 2 more of those deals, we're over 60%. And we're producing at the entire anagram exactly the goal that we're asked to by USAA. So as you think about this training, I want you to think about where are we getting those 1 or 2 deals from. I know what the obstacles are, but in my mind, there just are no excuses for why we can't find 1, 2, or 3 more opportunities that with a little better communication, a little bit more knowledge of the program, and quite frankly, just a little bit more commitment, we can't get over the hump and get where we need to go. And finally, in our NML anagram, this is a heart stopper, and normally I do pound fists and throw things, but it's so low and so bad and so not who we are that I'm going to get over it. But I am going to show it to everybody, and we are going to look at where it came from. We're going to do that at the company level next, and certainly within our own branches. We're going to look at it at the agent level and make sure that we figure out the training that is needed and the commitment that is needed to get to 60% where we need to be. So this is how we did at the individual branches. I want to start out by doing some congratulations. Our Annapolis branch, a 71% mortgage capture rate. Fantastic, thank you. Columbia, 67% mortgage capture rate. Fantastic, thank you. And our Washington, D.C. branch, 64%. Excellent capture rate. Well done. You can see there are two offices within our NML anagram where we had some struggles this month. Our Alexandria at 30% and our McLean at 22%. I know that each of those branches is going to focus very hard spend the time that's necessary to get back on the right path and make sure that this is not something that we repeat. I think if you were to kind of figure it out, if we could turn a few things around in each of these branches, we would have had a great scorecard. And so that's the way this kind of works. When a branch has a bad month, we all have a bad month. When an agent within that branch has a bad month, everybody in that branch has a bad month. So we just can't afford it. It can't happen. Certainly not looking to flag anybody out, but I want everybody to be thinking, how are we going to do better? How are we going to make sure that this is just not something, when we talk about a client delivering near $500 million worth of business to us, this is not a conversation that we ought to be having. So what are the rules of the game? You guys have the handout. The honor the source is on the back of our Agent Smart Card. And basically everything that you need to know about how to engage these programs, how to communicate, and how to affect this business is sitting right there for you. So I want to make sure that you have that scorecard, that you have the Agent Smart Card, that you know what's on it, and that you're doing it. If I went back and showed you and focused on which offices are saving the deal, it doesn't necessarily show us who is being successful, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So what are the expectations from USAA? Well, the first thing, when they talk about their pillars, is they want us to be their guide. When a member comes into the program, they want us to introduce it to them, to be knowledgeable about it, to have the right things to say about it, and to express it like it's a program. The reason why we have such high capture rates and why we have so many people who are interested in this business is because they want a program. They want something that will help them, particularly many of the first-time home buyers that we work with want something that is a full solution where things can be taken care of for them and where we are the guide to help them through that. They want us to make it feel personal. So as somebody comes into the program, you want to introduce it, using the Movers Advantage name and having documents and things that show them that, hey, we're going to take care of this for you. Answering the kind of questions that they have, or if they have any concerns, and we know that they have them sometimes. Being able to look at them and say, nope, at our company, we know exactly what it is that we're doing here, and we have every resource that we need to make sure that you have a good experience with this program. Keeping people in the loop. So that really is talking about one of the tools that we need to be focused on, which is our mortgage portal. Telling us a little bit more about what's going on with that loan and making sure that there are no communication gaps. God forbid there's something wrong, and this is mortgage, guys, and this is real estate, so let's not pin it to any one mortgage company. It's full of bumps and bruises, and our job is to make sure that we identify them quickly because we're in touch with our customers and we're in touch with the program, and that we're doing everything that we can to be the solution for any problems that come up. Seeing it all the way through. I mean, be amazed in some of the surveys how often there is, I took the mortgage application and then I sort of really didn't ever hear from anybody again about that. And I think that that's a learning point for all of us, and it really has to do with, are we continuing to do a weekly call with people once we've actually gone and written the contract and are headed towards pending? And even sometimes calling them when nothing has happened. I just checked in, I just looked at the portal, looks like everything is on schedule, I really don't have any updates, but just wanted to let you know what I was seeing and check in to see with you if there was anything different from your side. And then finally, keeping in touch and making a relationship, both with your customer and with USAA Mortgage. For those of you that have lost attention at the moment, stop, listen. There is a way in which you can make sure that you get the processor that you'd like to have. And the way in which you do that is to, first of all, know the processors. So when you work with a good processor, compliment them. Their job is pretty tough, I promise you. So compliment them and let them know they did a good job. But write their name down and then have your member request them. You cannot request a mortgage processor, but your member can. It doesn't guarantee you that you'll get that processor, but if that processor has an open slot, you will end up getting that processor, and you can work with the people that you want to work with more often. Not everybody seems to know that. Want to make sure that you did. Save the deal. So this is the actual form that relocation fills out for you. We don't make you do this. We don't want you to do this. We want you out selling and talking and helping customers. We'll do the forms for you. So the information that we have is here. What I want to make sure that everybody knows is that in many cases, the Save the Deal is becoming, and I'm sorry to insult anybody who doesn't feel this way, but it's becoming a check the box activity. And it is not a check the box activity. This is about actually connecting the member to the program. If we are not paying attention and just send in a Save the Deal and aren't making the effort and aren't engaging our branch leader and aren't doing everything that we can to support the people who are giving us, again, $500 million worth of real estate every year, we're not doing our job. So a Save the Deal is at a minimum something that we're going to do, but it doesn't stop by sending an email. It starts by sending an email, and it starts by doing it absolutely timely. Immediately upon thinking that anybody's not going to use this program, we need to engage every possible resource to make sure that they will. By the way, I believe that I don't know that there are any other relocation programs in the country where the agents aren't responsible for doing the Save the Deal. We do it because we want to be involved with you and we want to help you with this process. So what's going to happen? You're going to send us the Save the Deal email. We're going to fill out that form, and then you should get a confirmation. And this seems to be something that sort of doesn't make sense to people, and I can tell you why. If you look up at the top there where where you see where the email address is, it comes in saying leadqual@leads360.com. That's not extraordinarily intuitive, but that is the actual confirmation that your Save the Deal has been registered. And there should be some feedback that is given to you when that comes in. It's copied to Dave Olchek, who is our local representative, copied to our relocation department, sent to, in this case, Diane Edwards. Notice what it says if we don't pay attention to it. Thank you for participating in our USA Movers Advantage program. We have made several attempts to contact the member, but have had no success. This would be an immediate idea for us to say, hey, wait a minute. These people wanted to talk to USAA. We need to pick up the phone and say, hey, what happened? Did they call you? How can I get you in touch with them? In this case, the program has not worked, and we need to try to get them back in touch. There are some tools and resources. You have handouts that are fairly new there. One is the USAA Benefits Guide. Another is the Quick Reference Guide. The Quick Reference Guide is kind of our agent smart card. So I'm curious that it's brand new and just came out right after we did this. I don't know if we can take credit for it or not, but it sure looks a lot like something that we did. Anyway, that's something that's there. Wanted to make sure that you saw it, but I think your Agent Smart Card that we did for you as Century 21 New Millennium is probably better because we focus in on the systems and things and the ways that we do things. This USA Benefits Guide introduces somebody to the program. This is a great thing to have because, again, we talked about being the expert and introducing to the program, being their ambassador. What better way than to have informational tools and handouts to give to people as we first meet them and talk to them about the total package of services and the whole program that we're going to deliver to them. To me, this is a no-brainer to have this. So where can you get it? Obviously, we gave you one copy, but you can get it right on century21.com, c21nm.com. Go into your dashboard. And right here is My Relocation, and you click on the My Relocation button. When you've clicked on the My Relocation button, it's going to open up our MRelo's website. And this is the website, and this is where all of our downloadable resources are for you. And you can click across the top here, the various things that we have from training or marketing, policy, and procedures. We're going to be spending more time making sure that this website is really easy to navigate for you. It's fairly easy to navigate. It can be better. It's a focus of ours. So everything that we have is there, and you always know you're getting the most current form, nothing that's out of date. You have the right numbers. If you're out there on the weekend and you can't get in touch with somebody, the answer to a question you might have might be sitting right there. And again, if I go back, click on from your dashboard My Relocation, it'll automatically open up our website, and you're in. If you want to connect with USAA or NFCU, you can see the buttons that are down there for USAA and NFCU, and that would take you directly into their websites. One great thing, tool and system that we need to know. So how to update a pre-approval letter, particularly on the weekend. There's a couple of things that are really important for you to do. The first is when a customer comes into the program, you immediately want to make sure that that customer pre-qualifies for their maximum amount, and they don't automatically do that. In fact, if they called and said, I want to pre-qualify for up to $350, that's what USAA is going to pre-qualify them for, and they're not going to push them. What you want to make sure that the customer understands is, look, you can pre-qualify for your maximum amount and then print out a letter for whatever it is that you're comfortable sharing with either myself or the seller. So just because they've pre-qualified to the max doesn't mean that you as the agent are going to know that. And I think as somebody is building a relationship with us and getting to know us, they don't necessarily want us to know all of that information because they're afraid that if they tell us that, we're only going to show them the high-end houses. So what they can do is pre-qualify for the max and then print out whatever they're comfortable showing to you. The reason why you want to make sure that they do that is if they ever need to go back in and get another letter, they can print out a letter for any amount up to their maximum without having to call anyone and without USAA being open. The way they do that is they go to USAA.com, they'll click on My Documents, and then they'll go into Save Documents. And then this is what will open up, their mortgage application, and they'll come in and they'll click on the View Status, and from there they're able to actually change their pre-approval letter and print it out for the exact amount that they want to use to make an offer on that house. This is so crucial in terms of us improving our numbers. If we had this, we don't have to engage somebody else. We immediately have the pre-approval letter that we need. And as we all know, there's a lot of real estate that's done over the weekend when nobody's available to actually do an update on these. So then the next thing that we want to look at is our USAA agent portal. So I want to make sure that everybody knows what the agent portal is. The agent portal is an ability to look in and see what's going on with that mortgage status and look in and see, is the person clicking on anything? Are they interested in any particular properties? All of that is available there for you in the agent portal. If you say agent portal or portal to the member, they're not going to know what you're talking about. They see it as something called My Mortgage Status page. So when they're clicking into that, that's going to tell them about the mortgage status, and it's part of Home Circle where they're clicking on properties and searching and liking properties or spending time on properties. You can have access to all of that. One of the things that we find is people often forget what their password is if they haven't been on it for a while. You can go to Real Estate Assist at Cartus.com. That's Real Estate Assist at Cartus.com. Your password is automatically going to change every 90 days anyway. So if you go there and click on that, enter your email address, you can then reset your password. What you really need to know, and this is really crucial, guys, whenever you're in this account and setting it up, you have to use your C21NM address. It's going to match up against the email address that we have put into the system for you, and we only use your Century 21 address. So if you use other addresses, don't put that in as something that you're registering for, because when it's going to find properties and people that you're working with based on the email address, which is only your Century 21 address. If for any reason you're struggling and you don't know if you've even set up your account, don't worry. That's pretty common around the country, and we can help you. Please go up to your branch leader. There is no shame if you don't know how to log on or have lost your password or just don't even know what your email address is. Please go up to your branch leader, identify yourself, and we'll reach out to you and assist you. Your branch leader will send your name up to relocation, and we'll help you make sure that you can get access to the agent portal. Here's some key reminders that we want to make sure that you're aware of. First of all, that whenever you're using the program, this often baffles me why we don't know this, but it's an absolute RESPA violation to tie the mortgage and the program together. The mortgage, in order to receive their cash back, all they have to do is use you as the agent through the program. It's our responsibility to try to help them use the mortgage product and certainly do the right thing by the programs, honor the source. But anybody can get the cash back simply by using the program. Mortgage credit inquiries within 30 days of each other no longer affect credit scores. So when you hear people that are afraid, hey, I don't want to go and redo my credit or check my credit or update my pre-approval, a lot of times that's because they think that it's going to affect their credit. If it's not within 30 days, they're not going to be affecting their credit score. Cash bonuses for USAA, it is either mailed to them 3 weeks after the settlement, or it can be deposited into their account, and the member chooses that after they close. Huge one here, guys. Make sure that when you're talking to somebody that your member tells their loan officer that they can share information with you. If they do not tell them, then the processor can't give you any information about what's going on with that loan, and you will not see their information in the portal. Cardis asked this question too, but if it gets asked early on and they don't really know you, they may not want to share that information at the time that they were asked. Have them give a call, make sure that you have access to see that information, because that's the way that you're going to be able to help them the most. Obviously, pay attention to which affinity program you're talking about. I can't tell you how often we make the mistake of referring one program or the other. They are arch competitors if we're talking about NFCU or USAA, and no one wants to hear the other person's name while you're working with one of their members. So please be very careful to do that. And then finally, there's an outreach program, so you may be getting calls from the loan officers. Let's not count on that. It's our job to make sure that we work our way through this. So let's go into the portal, find out who that loan processor is, and make contact with them. If for any reason that's failing and you've gone to the portal and you're not able to get in touch with somebody, then obviously you can reach out to relocation and we'll help tie things together. Last slide, guys. I just want to say some thank yous. We've been able to add some Cardis sales leads. Joshua Fairs, Bravo Brio, Molly Craig, Media Math, Shelley Lederman, the Howard University Hospital, Tom Malore, I think that is Cytor, and then Linda Williams through Bloomin' Brio. It's Blooming Brands. So Bloomin' Brands. All of those are qualified sales leads. We have several that business development has put in, and so we have reached our sales lead goal for the company. If you have sales leads, please still submit them. We're going to want to get rolling with this real early next year. So I know that we have several that are out there already that we're trying to connect. And as you run into these things, please approach your branch leader. We'll be giving you reminders, but in January and February, we're going to want to get off to a great start and not be, up against the gun at the end of the next year to get these things through. I hope that in many of these cases, we'll be able to turn these opportunities not just as a qualified sales lead, but as a closed sales lead where that agent is receiving extra business and a first shot opportunity at everything that program, that client brings forward. So thank you very much. Long training. Appreciate everything that you guys are doing and want to wish everybody a warm, healthy, fun Thanksgiving. No matter where you stand on that list that I showed you, I am very, very thankful to work with you. I look forward to partnering together with you to do everything that we can with this account to help you in your real estate careers. And happy Thanksgiving, everyone.